First of all, my name is Jeff O'Hare, City Administrator. I'm from here. I've been in the city for about 6 years. At the Union Path, I worked for Illinois Corrections running prisons for 27 years before I retired. And when I retired from Illinois, I got the hell out of Illinois. And came down to Illinois and also found out that I couldn't retire. My wife didn't want me to retire. So I went back to work for the city. The city of Camdenton, you guys probably know, you know, we have a population of around 4,200, but we have a daily population of probably 40,000 people, with the people that are traveling through and stopping in Camdenton. 47 employees with an annual operating budget of around $7 million. And that's just kind of a little bit of a background about the city. I wanted to talk, Danny Reagan with MoDOT. I know he was supposed to speak this morning, and we were kind of tag teaming a presentation on East 54, and we're going to save that for November 19th because there's been a study about traffic. You guys know the severe traffic issues that happen. I hear about it in my office all the time, especially Thursday or Sunday, which people think it's just seasonal, and that traffic from Lynn Creek and Osage coming in, and it backs up at Walmart and backs all the way up to the interchange. So there has been a study about it. It's not public yet, so I can't really talk about it. But on November 19th, Danny and I are going to talk about the different phases. We've been working with Representative Burnett, trying to get some funding for that area. But I am going to talk about West 54. That's getting ready to kick off. That is going from 3 lanes to 5 lanes. And that is going from Square to Camdenton all the way to Upper Hill Road, close down by the bridge. Right now, you'll see a lot of construction going on there. That's my guys with the utilities. When MoDOT says, hey, we're going to widen the road, you need to get your utilities out of the way. They don't give you any money. So I delayed the project because it cost us about $1.1 million to move the water and sewer lines, and we're getting close to being done with that. But the thing about that is, I had a meeting on the 20th. Capital Paving has the contract, and they are going to mobilize October 27th. So I know a lot of people have felt the pain with us moving our utilities, a little bit of road closures and stuff like that. Things are going to get a lot more painful real soon on that side of the square, because there's quite a bit of construction. There's going to be quite a bit of lane closures, and Capital is telling me the entire project, start to finish, is going to be about 2 years. So when they have to build and bring in fill and make the wider and stuff like that, so it's all going to be curb and gutter. They're trying to use as little amount of this right away as possible. When they do that process, they also have to do easements from people and get land from people, and that's what's taking it so long. This is a project that's been in the works for a while. I did go to the director of MoDOT, probably almost a year ago, and said, hey, can we cancel this $5.5 million? I really don't think it's needed. My problem's on the other side, on East 54, and said no. So anyway, it's happening, and it's just something to let people know, and I'll be getting more public with it and getting it on Facebook and getting it on electronic signs. Danny told me, you know, the electronic signs are coming probably in the next month or so. There's going to be construction, there's going to be road closures. Another exciting thing that I wanted to talk about this morning is that you guys may have heard of Camdenton. I guess it was in 1999, the city passed a tax, a half-cent sale tax, and the money was specifically to go to build the aquatic center or the swimming pool. And the promise was, when that was paid off, that we would build a community center. That was the promise to the people. So the pool obviously was built, it was paid off around 2009 or 2010. We've been saving that money ever since, and saved about $2.6 million at a separate fund be able to build a community center. So we did it right during COVID, right in May of 2020. And bids came in crazy, and I just didn't think it was in the best interest of the city or the taxpayer to spend that kind of money at that time. So this past spring, we got it rebid it. We had to rework the building, we reworked the site a little bit. And it's under construction right now. So the dirt work is done, the concrete contractors are coming in. So the facility is going to be right around 15,000 square feet. It's going to sit right next to the aquatic center. They did 3 or 4 different surveys over 20 years, and the one thing that everybody put number one on the survey was they wanted indoor walking area. So it will have a full-size gymnasium, but it will have a 3 or 4 lane walking track around the gymnasium with a net that comes down that kind of buffers and keeps apart the people from walking. So if you're walking and somebody playing basketball, you're not going to buy basketball thrown or volleyball or something like that. In addition to that, it's going to have a large community meeting room. It's going to have a lounge area. It's going to have a warming kitchen. I think what people don't understand is it's not going to be a health club. It's not meant to be a health club. It's going to have health club type activities. You may see exercise classes and stuff like that. You'll see a little bit of equipment, weight equipment and stuff like that in the walking track and the gymnasium. But it's being built for something for everybody. So we expect a lot of community events, birthday parties, possibly even weddings and stuff like that. Fishing shows, boating shows, dance classes, whatever you may think that we have inside that building, we're going to do. And it's something for everybody. Another thing that we've really pushed for is to make it economically possible for everybody. I'm wanting to have the monthly memberships to be somewhere around $12 or $13, and there's a reason for that. I know that a lot of people that come down here that have the expensive homes and stuff like that can afford something a lot more expensive. But some of the other people who actually live in our city and maybe work in the service industry, I wanted to be able to have them use the facility as well and be involved in the facility then too. So we're trying to keep those fees as low as possible, just like we do with our swimming. The swimming pool loses probably about $60,000 a year. Knew when we built it, it was not going to be a money maker. It's not there for a money maker. Like our swimming pool, a kid can come swim for the day for $3. Adult for $5. You can get a season pass and come every day in the summer for $60. The reason we do that is there's people who live in our city, live in our community that can't go to Super Splash and spend $40 or $50 a day. But a family can come and spend $10 or $15 to get in and be able to build memories and have a good day on a hot summer day at our aquatic center. Another thing is we're in the middle of studying for the airport. We're 5,000 feet and our airport is booming. 4 or 5 jets was out there last Tuesday. A week ago, I mean, the jet traffic has increased probably close to over 100%. Our fuel prices and our prices of sales are moving. We're getting a lot of these corporate jets and other types of jets and net jets. If you haven't heard of net jets is for try to put this as nice as possible for people with a lot of money, but they don't have the money to have a private jet, but they have money to buy private net jets. Trips a year. We're getting those coming in once or twice a week if you come to that area. So it's an exciting time of things. I have another development. I can't go full public with it, but out on Jack Brown Road, across from the car wash. You guys have probably noticed for the past year and a half, there's been a lot of fill come in there and stuff like that. And the property right behind that field, across from Culver just closed Monday. I approved last night, about 4 acres of right of way that the city had was going to use selling it to the developer. And what's under contract now is a large grocer. And I'm sure you may have heard rumors who's coming, who's not coming. I can't release the name yet, but you can put 2 and 2 together. There's a large grocer that's coming. Sit down restaurants that's coming in that area. And we're working closely with Holiday Inn Express for another convenience store and possibly a 75 to 90 room hotel, which a hotel is used for the city. I haven't got that in yet. The grocer is under contract, the restaurant is under contract, and we're working with that. So you're going to start seeing probably in November in that area a lot of bulldozers, tree removal, and basically taking a hill and flattening it out and pushing it down and making commercial paths. So Camdenton is growing. What I will say about the East 50 graphic is on the study and Jeff Bernard knows about this, and we're going to go publish it in November. What it involves is the road right now is not what MoDOT calls it's not serviceable. And in 25 years, it is almost to every day there will be traffic backed up to Littlefoot. We're increasing our traffic on that road in that area 1.7% every year. The past 25 years, and that increases. There's no place for trucking. It's just going to get worse and worse. So what the plan includes is addition of lane instead of one turn lane in the middle, three. So there'll be more on that as it the Northern National meeting will talk about phase 1 and the money that we're trying to get. You guys may have read the paper. The governor had approved in the budget, and that was Mr. Bernard got that in the budget. And we've all worked together, got $4 million for this phase 1 to try to start alleviating the problem in that area. And the governor put it on restrict. The good news is it just kicked out of the budget. But it got put on restricted, which means basically we don't have the money for it and wait and see. And because they had like $300 million that they had to take out the budget for the city of St. Louis for tornadoes that weigh a lot of road projects. Some of them got completely kicked out of the budget. About 32 projects were put on restricted. We were one of them. And we recently did a letter campaign. And Representative Bernard met with the government chief staff to try and get that $4 million released so we can start working on that side as well. So that's kind of some of the things that I got going in the city of Camdenton. It's quite a bit. It's busy. This every day. So I'd love to entertain any questions you guys may have about the city or things you've heard or not heard, stuff like that.
The airport is near Deer Base because I fly out there. But some of the wheat field was supplying. A lot of that kept so closure of wheat supply. Those are airport.
I didn't know it's closed permanently or
it's closed surface. They resurfacing that whole time. That's a longer process.
Right.
And,
oh, I know that.
Yeah, and so we're concerned that all that traffic that we're looking at, like let's go back.
I don't know when they started the project, but since we went 5,000 foot, we've seen that that's helped. Yeah, and we've seen an increase, even though Lisa may have construction going on and some other stuff, and actually their jet fuel was down. Yeah, their fuel truck was down for a while too.
All true. But if you look at some of the bigger cities, which we're not, but they have a budget that they kind of have a small general aviation terminal that's bigger than what we have.
In the MoDOT study, the FAA, it's Mode Aviation. We're doing a master plan. Included in that master plan is increase, and it doesn't mean it's guaranteed, but it's plans for a new terminal, plans for another transient hangar, and a possible expansion to 5,582 feet.
That's gonna be tough.
Well, if that they're actually able to get that as they want to, and I'm not a pilot, but they're taking Route 7 out of the safety area and moving the threshold and increasing the pavement on the south ends. And what they is, and I'm not an airport expert or pilot or anything, is that when you put safety in it, the FAA says, okay, we can give money for safety. So that's the possibility of going to 5,582 feet and also strengthening our runway. Right now we got a weight limit of 41,000 pounds. So anyway, that's just some of the stuff on the price.
We're getting aircraft that are like small airlines. Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever get to, people ask me, if we're gonna have commercial traffic. I don't think that would ever happen, because you see cities like Columbia that struggle with commercial flights. You know, everybody's like, hey, can I go out to Camdenton and get on a plane to Punta Gorda in Florida? That's not gonna happen. In my opinion, first of all, the runway's not big enough for 1037 or something like that, but you see Columbia canceling flights and Springfield Branson canceling flights in a lot bigger areas, so they're not looking at Camdenton leasifying our Great Lakes as commercial flights, since that's what we're just not that big of an area to be able to support that kind of traffic. So, but no, I love the airport. The airport is it's exciting place. We flying in from Florida, Texas, San Diego, Denver, all the time. You see a lot of CGM as well. Any other questions? Great to see. You're going to get to see me twice, because it sounds like me and Andy are coming back November 19th. To be able to explain more about what we're trying to do on this 54.
Items that you mentioned as far as other pad sites on potential hotel, what's the time frame on?
Well, I met with the developer out there yesterday, and I know that the restaurant wanted his pad ready by December 1st, so he can start construction. People have, I've learned over the 6 years doing this, that people have ambitions, but they a lot of times don't have it. You have weather, you have other things to come into it, excavators take more time and whatever. The large grocer is the person out of St. Louis that's working for the grocery store. Says usually I'm pulling teeth to say, come on, let's go, because it's the opposite this time. The grocer is actually pushing me, get this thing done, get this pad ready, we want to be there, we want to be in Camdenton, we want to be in Camdenton for past risks.
So 26.
I don't think you'll see it, I think you may see the restaurant open on the 6th, because he says he has a 6-month building construction plan. If you want it to be open in June, I would love to see that, but I just see how that happened, building culverts, building the car, building scooters, stuff like that. I've seen that things don't go as quick as you want. So the grocer probably in 27, and like I said, the deal with the Island Hotel and another convenience store is still hasn't been inked yet. Those people a lot of times like to see trees moving in the ground, kind of like to see it. Right now, it just looks like a big hill with trees on it. I will add that with the Tony Subs shop is coming in, so it's going to be behind Great Southern Bank in the Williams Center, along with the UPS store. Which people are a lot excited about the UPS store because, well, my wife is doing the Amazon stuff all the time. When you return it, you have to go over to Oak Stage to go to that store and find it when it's open. And it used to be that you were able to go to our substation here and you drop off some pins, and they cease that, they quit it. So when this opens up, you'll be able to do all those types of things, stuff like that. Yeah, John?
Just the bridge and handles like twenty. The bridge will pass 5 or 4.
The 6 lanes would end and start on the west hand side. The bridge would not actually be expanded.
You can handle 6 lanes.
It will still be 4 lanes. So if you're coming west and you're passing the car wash, and there'll be an extra lane to either pull in to Culver's car wash or go north in terrible directions, north on 5 to Sunrise Beach to get off there. That lane will be predominantly to turn right on. The 2 lanes will still stay straight to coming town.
We're gonna have a.
Yes, well, right now, the problem is that if you get 4 or 5 cars behind, a semi sitting there waiting to go to 11. And the turn lane is so short that cars behind it that want to go right can't get right because it's sitting right there and he's waiting for the light so he can go straight to 11. So this would let us have more people going to the right to be able to exit and go right. So it's not going to alleviate all the problems. But I think it's gonna help a little bit with congestion. And Thursday before 4th of July weekend, it's just gonna be, I mean, that's just,
You're adding work.
that's one of the things that I sat and talked to Danny about last week. I said, Danny, well, and then, there's the 2,200 acres of the Hopkins estate that you guys probably know Blake Otis has been trying to buy for 3 years and he has huge plans for it. I told Danny, I said, what does that have? What I wanted to see, and I didn't get it with phase 1, is a right in, right out on Jack Crow Road. Sort of like what Bear Paw Road is, to where you get up to the end of Jack Crow Road and you don't even have to go to the stoplight if you're going north on 5, you can get in and out of that one. And if you're exiting, you can also get off right in, right out. What really needs to happen is Jack Crow Road needs to probably be go all the way to Pier 31 and to the overpass. What needs to happen, in my opinion, in 25 or 30 years is a road behind Walmart. That goes through that property, not really I should call it bypass, but go through there and get over the pipe somehow. MoDOT really wanted to push for a bypass. And I knew that I know that it hurt Osage Beach. And it hurt this side of Osage Beach, this side of the Great Lakes Bridge. And they still struggle over there. They went to the hospital, several businesses. They closed, in my opinion. I don't want to bypass around the city of Camden. There's a lot of businesses that count on that traffic. So it's kind of be a pain. Get pain for me at times trying to get around and do stuff. But I really fought against the bypass around the city. I just thought that would really, well, I wasn't here, but North Business 5, I heard, was devastated by the current growth structure it is now, and it still has. Any other questions, guys? Okay, I'm gonna go run my 8:30 meeting.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.